this is Munson with Munson Music. We're going to talk about how you can play along with a song called Hold On by Bassnectar. And it does start off with these cool little intro licks. And if you want to kind of follow some of the electronic coolness and madness, you could start off 3rd fret on the A string, 3rd on the D. I'm kind of doing that as a little mini bar. Everybody loves mini bars. And then you can take the pinky and kind of go to the G string on the 5th fret. So it's almost like a little sus chord, actually, kind of a root and a 4 and a root for a chord. So if you're kind of thinking of that as kind of a C root, you're kind of doing that C idea. And I'm doing this finger style. Randomly you can do this with a pick too. But kind of going thumb index middle is kind of like the main idea on the A, D, and G string. So I'm kind of doing that twice. And then going to the open A, open D, and 2nd on the G string. So kind of an A sus idea, root 4 root. So A sus. I think that happens 5 times. So it's kind of a 2 times. 5 times. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of through that idea. And then from there we kind of go to kind of a similar sus idea. And one of the keyboard parts where you could go 5th on the A, 5th on the D, and then 7 on the G string. So now it's kind of I'm thinking of this as a D sus, kind of a root 4 root idea on the D. So now you've got D 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And we take that shape and slide it down to 3rd fret and 5th fret. So now 3, 3, 5. And we do that 4 times. And then it sounds like we go back to that. Or actually, no, it sounds like we slide that down 2 more frets. Kind of going 1, 1, 3, kind of a B flat idea. And then we end up on kind of an A idea at the end. Kind of where we had at the very beginning. So it's a little weird. It's a lot of moving that shape around. Idea just to kind of take those notes and kind of run with it, how you're kind of feeling it. So all the way through that, kind of thinking of those root notes, you've got kind of the C idea, A, C, A, D, C, oh D, C, and then the B flat, A. You kind of dig on that. And then from there, then we kind of hit our main verse progression. You'll hear the bass kind of kick in with some nectar. And you'll kind of hear it kind of happen on a low E string 1st fret note when it kind of first comes in on an F note. And you can back that up with an F major chord by doing a 1st fret bar, the 2nd finger on the G 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A 3rd fret, and the pinky on the D 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major chord and it sounds really, really heavy. And I can substitute for that if you're just starting out. You can make that a smaller chord. If you want to make it really heavy, you could even use just an F5 power chord, kind of 1st fret on the low E, 3rd fret on the A string. Or another place to play F5 is to do 8th fret on the A and 10th fret on the D string. Or you could use an F major 7 chord by doing 1st finger on the B 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the D 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, the groovy sounds of F major 7. Now you may also dig on an F major 13 for a little jazzy F major chord, where you can do 1st finger on the G 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the D 3rd, 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd. So you can kind of dig on that voicing for the F. And then from the F, if you're kind of counting those down, it's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, F 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, kind of 8 downs on each. Then we go to a D minor chord. And then the way you play D minor, 1st finger goes to the high E on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the B 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, it sounds a D minor chord and it sounds really sad. Now around D minors in general, you may want to think about lifting off the 1st finger and making that a D sus 2. Or you could add in the pinky on the high E 3rd for D suspended chord and kind of say some stuff around it. Or if you're digging on the power chord idea, you could do the open D and the G string on the 2nd fret for D5. Or you could do 1st finger on the A 5th, 3rd finger on the D 7th fret for a D5. Or randomly, another bar possibility would be to do the bar on 5th, 2nd finger on the B 6th, 3rd finger on the D 7, pinky on the G 7. And if you kind of dig on that voicing for D minor, you may dig on lifting off the pinky and make that a D minor 7. And for the F major, you could even do that as an 8th fret bar with 3 over the D, G, and B strings. It's kind of another way to work the F major. There's a lot of different possibilities here. You may want to find something that works for you and run with it. Now strumming wise, actually you could kind of do just that down count idea, kind of F for 8, F 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, D minor, strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the F and just tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. So we tried that through that progression. We have the F, D minor, and we have to go really slow to get that to line up with the recording. Or from something else I like to add to a song like this too is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, of the down, down, up, up, down, you can throw in a bass for the chord. So on the F bar, you have low E for the bass. On the F major 7, you have the D for the bass. Unless you're doing the F on the 8th fret, then you have the A for the bass. On the D minor, you have the D string for your bass. Unless you're doing the 5th fret bar, then you have the A for the bass. So you try with the bass down, up, up, down, up. You have the F. Felt really good with the recording is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the F major 7, just do it down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. And on the second beat, you do it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And on the third beat, you do it up on 2, down on 3. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down. And then on the last beat, you go down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up. Together, you got down, 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 down. So we tried that through the progression. You have the F, D minor. That through the verse progression. Times, and then you'll kind of hear where we just kind of stop. It's almost like a vamp on the F major. But then you'll start hearing some cool electronica that kind of starting to do like a crazy chromatic scale idea. And you may be tempted, I know I was tempted, to almost kind of take the F shape or even the F bar shape and then just start going crazy and kind of try and follow that every fret. Oh my gosh, I can't stop! Until we hit our chorus part. And on our chorus, we start out on the F major, 5, 6, 7, 8, but then we go to an E flat major chord. And a really easy E flat if you're just starting out, where you could do first finger on the G 3rd, second finger on the high E 3rd, third finger on the B 4th fret. And if you strum the D string, or G, D, and E, and actually tops 3 strings, that's one way to play an E flat major. Another way to play it is kind of working off the power chord idea. You could do first finger on the A 6, third finger on the D 6th fret, or 8th fret, so 6 and 8 together for E flat. Or you may dig on kind of doing that as a bar on 6, third finger of the D, G, and B string, and kind of working that for your E flat major. So through that part, actually, in your basses, on the little one, you may have to fake your bass on the G string, on the A, otherwise you could work the A string for your bass. So if we tried our chorus with the bass down, up, up, down, up, we'd have the F, E flat, F, E flat, F, E flat. Or if you're kind of thinking on the 16th idea, think of that F, E flat. progression to jam over. Actually, it's randomly, if you know some theory. The F and the E flat are kind of like the 5 chord and the 4 chord in the key of B flat major, which randomly a G minor pentatonic scale could use to solo over it. So if you're interested in playing some lead guitar, you may want to play around with kind of 3rd to 6th on the low E, 3rd to 5th on the A, 3rd to 5th on the D, 3rd to 5th on the G, 3rd to 5th on the B string, and then 6th, 3rd to 6th on the B, 3rd to 6th on the high E. And you can do hammer-on ideas through that scale, or pull-off licks through that scale, slide licks. All these are kind of like little words you can say, or you can do bends. Or you can mix up that idea. And an idea that I really like playing around with is something I call freeform, where you kind of play the chord, make up a lick, and then play a chord, play the lick, chord. So you can kind of play around with that a little bit. I just think that might be kind of a cool idea to try. Or you could even use a B flat major scale, kind of 6, 8, 10 on the low E, 6, 8, 10 on the A, 7, 8, 10 on the D, 7, 8, 10 on the G, and then 8, 10, 11, and then 8, 10, 11 on the B and the E. That's kind of your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa. Progression to kind of jam up a little bit. But that's the basics of how you could strum through Hold On. So good luck.